Welcome to Project Calm, where I'm helping 100 people to find calm through a therapy called EFT Tapping. This week, I worked with client number 1, Mark, who'd been struggling with a deep fear that he might end up like his mum, who'd lived most of her life with schizophrenia. In this video, we're exploring the story of how that unfolded. Mark grew up surrounded by mental health challenges. His mum lived with schizophrenia, and his grandmother also struggled with her own battles. As an adult, Mark's own anxiety and depression also stirred an old, haunting thought. What if the same thing happens to me? He told me this fear began years ago, the day he read that schizophrenia could be genetic. That moment planted a belief that every low mood was a warning sign, every bit of worry a sign that he was becoming like her. We worked with EFT tapping, a calming technique that reduces the warning signals from the brain's amygdala and helps people process and release stored emotion. Using this technique, we revisited that moment with the book. We gently tapped our way through the terror it brought up. At first, his body was tight, his heart was racing. But as we moved through each wave of fear, something began to soften. Once the fear in that memory eased, we used EFT to explore the belief underneath. I'm going to end up like my mum. As we tapped, he realized it wasn't just a fear of genetics. He was actually terrified to worry. He had a belief that feeling anxious meant he was doomed. But when we released that, he began to see something different. That worry doesn't mean brokenness. It means he cares. By the end of our sessions together, the panic had lifted. Mark felt calm, steady, and quietly confident, saying he could finally trust his own mind again. He no longer saw his story as a repetition of his mum's, but as something that he was in control of. Seeing that shift reminded me how often we carry fears that don't belong to us. It reminded me that fear often disguises itself as fate. Sometimes calm only comes when we realize that our story isn't written by where we come from, but by what we choose to believe about ourselves. I'm helping 100 people through Project Calm. If you'd like to experience EFT tapping for yourself, there's a free discovery call link in my bio.